hey, I didn't even see you there. I have a question for you. Have you ever wanted to be part of the middle class? Then I have the perfect job for you. Corporate financial reporting is the hottest job on the market. Grand Rapids and other public areas have tons of open fields in many of these different corporations.
Gordon Food Service, Steelcase, Fifth Third Bank, Meyer, Spectrum Health, and Axios.
So Grand Valley has a great opportunity of being so close to one of the metropolitan areas of Grand Rapids. It has a lot of different jobs and a lot of different position openings year-round. Corporate financial reporters' average salary is about $54,000 per year. This field is also dominated by about 60% women, and their satisfaction rate is about 4 out of 5.
Corporate financial accounting is the field of accounting pertaining to summary, analysis, and reporting of financial data when it comes to different businesses. This involves the preparation of financial statements for public use.
To get more information, we spoke with Tyler Fedewa, a graduate student at Grand Valley State University. Have you worked in a corporate setting before?
I have not worked in a corporate setting before, but I am currently achieving my master's degree to hopefully work one day in a corporate and then hopefully private setting.
Great. How could you see yourself using corporate financial reporting in the future?
Well, that's kind of fundamental to my job at this point. Obviously, when we're working with companies, we're obviously working on their financial statements. Are they reporting it correctly? Different options that they can do, work with to kind of have the numbers present the way they want to present them.
Fantastic.
A balance sheet is a statement of assets and liabilities and capital of a business or organization at a particular point in time, detailing the balance of income and expenditure over a period of time. Cash flow statement, also known as the statement of cash flows, is a financial statement that shows how changes in balance sheet accounts and income affect cash and cash equivalents. The statement also breaks the analysis down to operating, investing, and financing activities. The income statement is another one of the financial statements used by different businesses. This financial statement shows all revenues and expenses for a given period. The statement of retained earnings shows how a period's profits are divided between dividends for shareholders and retained earnings, which are kept on the balance sheet to accumulate under owner's equity. These are all statements that are vital for a corporate financial reporter to understand for their daily operations. Examples of people interested in receiving such information include, but are not limited to, employees, shareholders, and suppliers.
So corporate financial reporters carry a lot of weight in a corporation by creating financial statements that accurately assess the company's standings. A responsibility that comes with this position is ensuring that the company is following the GAAP regulations. The GAAP secures a level of consistency within the financial statements, which makes it easier for investors to interpret and use the data. The IFRS, International Financial Reporting Standards, is similar to the GAAP. The main purpose is to ensure consistency and make it easier for investors to interpret data, but is used for international investors.
The CPA, which stands for Certified Public Accountant, is an exam test required for all practicing accountants in the United States. Although some states have unique criteria for their location, there are some principles that are consistent throughout. For example, Michigan requires 150 credit hours to be granted a certificate, but not 150 credit hours to be considered to sit for the exam. You must be granted a bachelor's degree in accounting or another accounting-related business field before taking the CPA. The exam is explained in 4 E's: experience, education, examination, and in some states, ethics, although this isn't applied in Michigan. There is no age requirement to take the CPA, however, you must include 1 year of accounting experience before testing. This exam allows you to move into the professional world of accounting and work professionally in your field. However, the CPA is only legitimate in the state in which it's taken. This means that if an accountant wishes to practice in a new state, they must retake the CPA in order to be granted permission to work in their new state.
How are you preparing to take the CPA currently?
I'm currently enrolled in my 30 credits needed to achieve the master's degree in it. I'm also starting to kind of reach out and get some internships to reach my 2,000 hours, as well as start to look at some programs and other courses to help prep me for the 4 parts of the CPA exam, and that'll be coming in the next year or so.
Great. How do you feel about that?
It's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work, coursework all at one time. At the same point, I'm glad I'm getting it out of the way now rather than kind of waiting and holding off till later when that information is going to be as fresh.
Mm-hmm. This 3-part exam includes multiple choice, task-based simulations, and communication tasks. It's graded based on quarterly and cumulative national passing rates. The accounting major at Grand Valley State University includes core business classes, accounting courses, as well as upper-level business electives. It's suggested for success in corporate financial reporting, as well as success on the CPA exam, that you focus your upper-level electives on accounting areas.
How long have you studied accounting?
I've been studying accounting for about a year and a half now.
And how has it kind of settled for you?
It's going really well. I was kind of nervous first going in because everyone tells me it's a very intimidating field. There's a lot of numbers involved, but after settling in and just kind of getting my feet wet a little bit, I feel a lot more comfortable now.
Great. What are some of the greatest struggles in this field?
There's a lot of rules I'm sure you're aware of, but there's a lot of specific rules and devices that you need to know and get familiar with right away because all of it builds on itself. You can't just learn one rule and then just leave that there. Everything kind of works together. If you don't know how to make a journal entry, you're going to be lost for the rest of it. So everything builds on itself. You have to constantly keep up to date on all these things.
Perfect. Do you have any suggestions for students interested in this field?
Yeah, I would say that it's not the numbers that's the hard part. You don't have to be a genius at calculus or anything like that, but you really have to be a problem solver. If you don't understand how to do story problems or how to assess information, you're going to get lost really fast. So you really need to make sure that when you look at a problem, you're really kind of breaking down what exactly the question's asking you and what your employer really wants you to achieve.
Perfect.
Majors in other business areas could have success on the CPA. However, it's going to be difficult to know the material without collegiate training in accounting. It's suggested that you meet with a Seidman College of Business advisor to talk about the best educational path for success on the CPA.
How do you see the future of financial reporting? Is there any major shifts that you could see coming?
It's certainly ongoing. Obviously, there's leasing changes that are ongoing right now, particularly with operating and financing leases. So whenever there's a new piece of information or a new piece of technology, you have to account for it somehow. You have to make sure that's going to be on the book somehow. So there's always going to be changes made to it. So I think a lot of with this new technology, with these new tech firms coming up, they're going to introduce a lot of new things. And that's going to lead to some new accounting rules.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So I have one last question for you. Are you ready to be a corporate financial reporter?